Hey guys, it's Sharon here. Today I'm going to be talking about my January wrap-up and this month. So I've read 3 books and I actually put 4 on the list, but I only got to 3. January's just been a crazy month for me. So this is my January wrap-up. This will be rating the books that I read, only 3 of them. And without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have Scarlet. This is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles, and it's written by Marissa Meyer. I love this book. It is so good. It is a science fiction fantasy young adult book, and this one is based on Little Red Riding Hood. There's 4 books in the series, and each book has a synopsis of fairy tales. So the first one is Cinder, and that was taken off of a twist on Cinderella. This one here is the twist on Little Red Riding Hood. Scarlet is such a great character in this. The way that Marissa Meyer describes her, she wears a red zip-up hoodie, and you know, that kind of reminds me of Little Red Riding Hood, because she got, you know, the red hood. And then there's also a wolf in there, and his name is actually Wolf, and it describes their relationship, how they meet, how they get connected. Scarlet also has a grandma, and I just love this book. Marissa Meyer has just built this science fiction world incredibly well. It even goes so far as to say that Scarlet and her grandma, they own a farm, they raise vegetables, they sell them in the nearest town, and so forth and so on. So I just really enjoy it. I would probably give this a 4.75 stars out of 5. And yeah, it was just really, really good to read. I recommend this for any young adult or anyone, as a matter of fact. And then there we go. This is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. Next up, we have The Book Thief. The Book Thief, and this one is by Marcus Zusak. Oh my gosh, I can't read today. But anyways, this book was so good. I would give this a 5 out of 5. It is about a young girl who is adopted. I think she was part of a communist family in the Nazi World War II time, and communists were persecuted. Well, everyone was persecuted in Germany during the Nazi World War II era, or that time from the 1930s to the 1940s. But anyway, so she was taken away from her family, and she was put with a family that lived right outside of Munich. And it talks about her story from that time on. I think she was about 10 years old until the end of World War II. And it describes how she became a book thief. She steals some books, and it describes exactly why. There's reasons why she did it. So it's just a really, really good book. This book is like 10 years old. So there's been a lot of people that I've talked to that have read it, and they loved it just as much as I did. I guess there's a movie. I haven't seen that yet, but it is supposed to be really, really good too. So I would actually give this book a 5 out of 5. I could definitely read this again. I enjoyed it so much. It is sad in parts, but then again, it's not a sad book 100% of the time, so they really just don't, you know, kind of shove that down your throat. It tells her story, and it tells some happy times that she had, the people that she meets, and the relationship that she has with them, and the good relationships and the bad relationships. But like I said, it is sad. There is some parts that will make you cry, but then there's other parts that will make you smile and appreciate the life that she has, her thoughts, and like I said, her relationships with other people. So I love this book. 5 out of 5 stars for this one. Next up, we have 1Q84, and I finished the first book of this, and this is by Haruki Murakami, and I really enjoyed this book. It is written very differently. It's not something that I would have expected to read, and it's been translated from Japanese. So there's 2 people in this that it describes about. There's Aomame and there's Tango, and it tells about their stories. This is an adult fiction book. There is no way that you should let any young kid read this, because it has a lot of sexual innuendos in it, a lot of promiscuity. So I would definitely recommend not letting, or strongly advising young people not to read this. You know, so parents kind of pay attention to that. And then, yeah. but I really enjoyed reading it. There's 3 books in this big thick one, as you can see, and I've read the first one so far. The second one will be read in February, and it talks about Aomami and Tango and their story, how they're interconnected. And it also describes, I really can't say much about this because there's so many things that are going on that if I said one thing, it would be a spoiler. So I can't say much. Like even the 1Q84, there's a reason why it's named that, and it describes it in the book. And it also gives a lot of, it's actually kind of taken off of George Orson's 1984 story, kind of taken off of that kind of, I guess that's the one. But anyways, it's good. I would probably give this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. There was some things that I'm just like, okay, well that's kind of weird, and he kind of introduces stuff that just doesn't make sense to me at this point. So I don't know, I heard it gets explained in book 2, and then I heard that the second book is even better than the first one, and it really starts bringing stuff together. So right now, when I ended the first book, nothing made sense, but it was good in a nonsensical way. I think I should probably say that. So 4.5 stars out of 5. So yeah. And that's it. That's what I read in the month of January. Comment below. Let me know what your favorite reads were in January if you'd like. I'd love to hear that. Subscribe if you're able to. And yeah, like. That would be great too. I'd love to have the videos liked. And I hope you enjoy this. Have a great day and happy reading.